So Damien Byrne, chairman of Kiltegan GAA club, big important day tomorrow for the club. You're unveiling the hurling wall in memory of the late Peter Keogh, president of Wicklow GAA. How important was it from your own point of view to honour Peter in this manner, through the club?
Morning, Brennan. It's very important for the purposes of the club, for the amount of work that Peter has put into this club. Peter started back, I think the club was in existence in 1966.
Yeah.
And Peter served in every position here in the club, from being a selector with minor and under 21 teams, adult, senior, junior teams. Peter actually kept junior hurling going here in the club for as long as I'm in the club, and it was always one of his favourite was to keep junior hurling. The reason he wanted to keep junior hurling going was it was the backbone of your senior team.
Yeah.
Every year he made sure it was very important that we entered a junior hurling team for that reason.
Yeah.
And it was always giving the fringe players extra hurling to keep it going in the club.
Yeah.
But the importance of honouring this hurling wall, when we sat down to do a development in 2006, looking at putting lights around and running track, Peter's idea was to put up this hurling wall for the development of hurling in the club, and we are the only club in the West that is developing hurling and trying to keep it going.
Yeah.
And for that reason, being he was part of that committee, who was chaired by Pat Ivory at the time. He was the club chairman, and Pat, with his committee, put this development in place in 2006, and Peter was very, very much part of that.
Yeah.
It was a great honour for him and for the club at the time to have this hurling wall, because there wasn't too many clubs in the county at the time that had it. But going a step forward, we felt ourselves over the last year that it was very important that this hurling wall became part of what Peter had put in place here for us.
Yeah.
So a committee meeting here shortly before Christmas, it was decided that the hurling wall would be named after the great legend himself, Peter Keogh.
Excellent, great idea. Joined by Aaron Byrne here, member of the Kiltegan GAA club, and Aaron, you many fond memories of Peter Keogh, so maybe you'll share one or two with us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the first year that we managed to make it to Fela was held up in Dublin, and we were based in Finglas.
Yeah.
And we arrived down here on the Friday to get onto the bus, and Peter Keogh was here to meet us.
Yeah.
And before we got onto the bus, he gave us a few encouraging words, and as we were getting onto the bus, he presented each chap getting up onto the bus with a hurl that was made from trees out of his own yard.
Amazing,
so, yeah,
amazing.
That hurl then went on, and I used it for the following 2 years and broke it in the county final last year.
So a worthy occasion to break the hurl.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah. It must have meant a lot for that hurl to come from his own garden. I mean, that was just, it's just so touching. Like
it did, yeah. It meant a lot for us, even for him to be down here supporting us, and he was up there in Dublin supporting us all over that weekend. And the following year, when we were down in Myross in Limerick, after we were based in Old Christians the second year, and Peter Keogh came in after our opening game with the president of the GAA in tow, and had him speak to us after the match, so that was another great occasion.
What a visitor to your dressing room, the president of the GAA.
Sure, we lost the opening game, and we were a bit unconsolable after. And then Peter came in, and the president was in tow, and we were in great spirits after that.
Thanks very much, cheers for that. Eoin Byrne, a member of the Kiltegan GAA club and a friend, no doubt, of the late Peter Keogh. Tell me about Peter Keogh and what he meant to the club and yourself.
Well, he was one of the first founders of Michael Dwyer's, and if there was any match or any final, Peter would be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The club.
Yeah, sort of from what sort of man was he from your point of view? Your memories of him? Was he a good guy?
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Art for Kiltegan and Michael Dwyer's.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Eoin. Thanks very much. Damien, one thing Peter Keogh had a big affinity was the Michael Dwyer's club, and I came up through the ranks of Michael Dwyer's many years ago, as you did yourself, no doubt, or you were heavily involved. Anyway, what did it mean to Peter, and what was his background in it?
Michael Dwyer's meant everything to Peter. He was actually one of the founder members, as Eoin Byrne has already alluded to you, that Peter, Brian Graham, they were the two main men here in the club that drove Michael Dwyer's. Now, Michael Dwyer's was 30 years in existence last year. Unfortunately, the year that Peter died.
Yeah.
But Michael Dwyer's meant a lot to him. he was always there trying to get kids out to play hurling, whether it be 10 side, 13 side or 15 side, whatever it was. He always tried to get the teams out, and lots of memories that I have of him being involved in Michael Dwyer's. Years ago, before we had the development here of the field, in High Park we used to have the playing field over there as juvenile, and many a day Peter would pull up in an escort, a blue escort above in the street, and there could be 10 or 12 of us get into it, and I often sat in the boot going over to High Park, and right enough, he wore out many a car here for the club and GAA, but them are the fond memories we have here.
Of course.
There's lots more lads has them same memories, you know. John Timmins told me many a yarn they had going down across to Auckram to county board meetings, and when they were representing both the Michael Dwyer's club or the Kiltegan club, several nights they thought they wouldn't get down or they wouldn't get home. The car exhaust to be dragging the ground or something. Because there was after being 10 or 12 chaps in the boot that day.
Absolutely.
But them are the memories we all have, and Peter's left many memory behind him with everybody, from young and old.
Yeah. So you'd probably say maybe if anyone was around tomorrow, maybe call up for this sort of very important ceremony that we'll have here tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is a very special day for the club, but it's not just for the Kiltegan club, it's for the Camogie club here as well, and Michael Dwyer's, and anybody that's associated with our club. And we're also inviting anybody outside our club to come along and be part of it, and anybody that knew Peter is more than welcome, from farther and nearer. They're very, very welcome to come here tomorrow. We'll have a cup of tea and light refreshments after, and unveiling of the plaque.
And remember the man as he should be remembered.
Yes, exactly, as he should be remembered, and as what he has done for this club. These facilities here, he was a big part of that, putting it together and getting the development done. Tomorrow the plaque that's been unveiled has been sponsored by John Boland, who works for Allstone. And again, we're very grateful to them for the sponsorship of that. And there's a photograph of Peter inside in the dressing room now. That's been sponsored by Dave Barrett, and the framing has been done by a good friend here of Peter's, and he's a good friend of the club, and he played hurling here with the club. And probably Peter was the cause of this man playing hurling. That was Kevin O'Brien, the great Kevin O'Brien, who was well known throughout the country. Kevin has done the framing on the photo for us as well.
Nice.
So without them people, you know, it's making this occasion tomorrow very important.
Excellent.
So I'd like to thank each and every one of those for their sponsorship.
Fair play. Thanks, Damien.